It's heavyweight boxing, boys. It happens. It happens. You get knocked spark out. It could have been me. It could have been you. It could have been anybody. In the heavyweight division, that's what happens. When I fight Usyk in December and beat him, I'll reign all the belts that I should never have lost, and then I'll fight the Dubois and take that off him as well.
After the staggering conclusion of Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois, Tyson Fury has just declared that he is not invested in the battle between him and AJ anymore. The highly anticipated fight that was organized at the acclaimed Wembley Arena was anything but ordinary, based on the remarkable performance that was given by the underdog Daniel Dubois, who not only succeeded in keeping his coveted IBF title, but also achieved a major landmark by demolishing a fighter of Anthony Joshua's caliber. Expressing his sentiment in the post-fight conference, Daniel emphasized that he is not letting anyone undermine him ever again as he won the bout with a spectacular knockout. Adding on, Daniel revealed that with 2 consecutive wins against major fighters this year, he is ready to take on bigger and bolder challengers who will aid him in his lifelong goal of being a Hall of Famer in the heavyweight division.
Well, great, did what we need to do, did what we came to do, and we got the job done. I'm just over the moon, and I thank God, I thank my family, thank my father for getting me through this and getting me to this point, and I'm just glad that I've done it. Yeah, they were always saying I was gonna get knocked out, and we all saw we got knocked out, and I done the business, and I'm just, I was glad I proved everyone wrong, but this is the start of my journey. This is the start for me.
Meanwhile, on the other hand, things are looking quite bleak for Anthony, as this was supposed to be the fight that would finally put him on the radar after years of adversity. But after this loss, many people in the boxing community suspect that the fighter might have lost the burning passion that he once possessed. Though harsh, there might be some truth to these claims, as during his press conference, Anthony appeared to be discouraged by the outcome, referring to it as a gamble gone wrong.
Always walk with your head high. We took a shot at success and we came up short, unfortunately. We rolled the dice, man, for the third time. That's 13 world title fights. Not everyone's been successful, but everyone's been fun and entertaining. We're trying to create history for British boxing, and I think we're doing that. And also, I appreciate all the press, media. The fans aren't here, but I thank them through you guys. I'm sure you guys will let them know that we appreciate it.
Addressing the main question in the minds of many fans, Anthony clarified that this unfortunate loss does not mean that he will be retiring from the game as a whole, because that will make him appear as a quitter. He also praised Daniel for his exceptional performance, while stating that though he might not jump right back into the ring, he will not give up on the dream that he had since he was just an amateur fighter.
And probably you're asking, do I still want to continue fighting? Of course I want to continue fighting. That's what I said is, we took a shot at success and we came up short. And what does that mean now? We're gonna run away. We're gonna live to fight another day. And that's what I'm a warrior. And also, before I finish, we have to give credit to our opponent as well, Daniel. Even though when I sign up to fight opponents, I don't really like him in my head anymore. But now it's done. I take my hat off to him and say, well done, Tim and his team.
Just like his fighter, Eddie Hearn is also discouraged by this major setback for AJ, stating how one of the focal reasons that resulted in their defeat was them not taking Daniil as seriously as they should have, which ultimately blindsided them inside the ring.
Deserves a lot of credit as well. I don't think he was disrespected as the champion, but he was the clear B-side in the fight, and he come out as a star tonight as well. I think he's a handful. He's a good young man, and he's come back from a lot as well. People have written AJ off before in the past. We all wrote Daniel Dubois off, me included. And actually he showed again tonight. Took some good shots tonight.
One thing that many fans and experts have pointed out after observing the almost painful fight is how Anthony did not appear to be interested in the fight altogether, and he seemed to lack the ferocious drive he had just a few months ago against Francis Ngannou, where he knocked him out cold in the second round. Eddie, however, brushed off these claims, clarifying that this was not a case of lack of enthusiasm or drive, because Anthony gave everything leading up to the fight and maintained good composure in the starting rounds, but regretfully, it was not enough to withstand the brutal attacks from Daniel.
Even the last knockout, he's scrambling to get up. He couldn't have tried another inch, and that's all you can give to people, And I think when you do that, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I might not have been good enough tonight, but I've tried my nuts off, and I gave everything. And I spoke to him last night, and he said to me, I'm ready to go to the trenches tomorrow night. He went all the way in the trenches.
While discussing the possibilities that AJ might pursue in the coming days, Eddie reiterated the same ideas as AJ about retiring, stating that though the final decision lies in the fighter's hands, he does not believe that AJ should go ahead and leave his career. Divulging in his new goals, Eddie revealed that they will be considering the possibility of a rematch soon after both fighters have had some time to recharge.
Listen, we got to win the rematch.
Do you think you'll do it again? Is there a clause?
Rematch, I can't imagine him not triggering it. And he needs to be better. He will be better, and we'll fancy we can knock out Dubois next time.
Still hinting at a potential bout between AJ and Tyson Fury, Eddie stated that soon after recovering from this hitch, he will have an in-depth conversation with His Excellency Turki Alalshik about his interest in orchestrating the Battle of Britain as he promised earlier. But still, not rushing into any definitive claims, Eddie commented that right now they will be focused on the outcome of Tyson versus Usyk on December 21st, and then from there, they will decide on their next moves.
And we have to look what happens on December 21st. If Tyson Fury wins or if Tyson Fury loses. But no immediate rush, but I know what AJ's like and he would love to have another crack at it.
However, it appears as if Eddie's dreams of getting a fight between AJ and Tyson Fury might not see the light of the day, as Daniel has just expressed his desire for a fight with the winner of the Tyson vs. Usyk rematch, stating how as the winner and the current IBF champion, he deserves it more than AJ, as it will not only be a golden chance for him to set the wrongs right, but also it will give him an excellent chance at garnering other titles to become an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, they're my targets now. These are. I want to get my rematch and put the wrong right, and God bless and just come through it. Yeah, 4 fights. It was just a growing process for me, a growing journey. To me, tonight it felt almost like a dream tonight in the ring, and I just had to seize the moment. So, I thank my dad, I thank my, God and my whole family for being around me and just keeping me grounded and, giving me this opportunity, and I took it with both hands tonight.
What Daniel might have tried to allude to here is the controversy surrounding his fight with Alexander Usyk last year, which resulted in his defeat despite clearly knocking down Usyk, which at that time was not counted by the referee. With the wound still fresh, Daniel has shared his wish for a potential rematch between him and the Ukrainian Devil to set the record straight about who is the better fighter in their division. Right after the fight ended, many notable fighters and analysts were seen on the ringside sharing their opinions about the outcome, with Tyson Fury looking somewhat disappointed by AJ's defeat, which many spectators have deciphered as him not being interested in fighting Anthony anymore because it will not grant him any boost his career other than the money which Turkey might offer him. Sarcastically expressing his feelings, Tyson shifted his tactics and joked with his team and His Excellency about losing a deal worth $150 million due to AJ's loss, hinting at the money he is being offered for fighting Anthony for the Battle of the Britain.
Listen, that's cost me $150 million. You still fighting it up. You still talking in Turkey. You gotta pay me now.
Further solidifying his decision to ignore AJ for a better fight, Tyson stated that the main goal for him right now is to get all the titles in the division, and for that, he has to win Excite his old nemesis Usyk first in December, and after that he will move on to Daniel for the IBF belt, which will once again cement his position as the undisputed heavyweight champion.
I've got to fight my man, haven't I? That fucking rabbit. And I'm going to take all my belts back once again. Guarantee you.
Minus the IBF.
Yeah, I'll get that back as well after. When I fight Usyk in December and beat him, I'll reign all the belts that I should never have lost, and then I'll fight the Dubois and take that off him as well.
However, despite this decision, Tyson still commended Anthony for his outstanding sportsmanship and tenacious spirit throughout the bout and after it, emphasizing that in the heavyweight division, upsets like these are not uncommon, as sooner or later you meet a fighter who is not only much younger than you, but also has more power and agility, granting them with an ability to land soul-shattering punches capable of knocking down the best of the best.
It's heavyweight boxing, boys. It happens. It happens. You get knocked spark out. It could have been me, it could have been you, it could have been anybody. In the heavyweight division, it's what happens. One punch away from. Dubois a lot younger, isn't he? He's 26, 7-year-old. The other man's 35, same age as me. Age don't wait for anybody, does it? It is what it is. And listen, you get caught with them punches, and you don't see many heavyweights get hit, get knocked down, get back up to you and continue on.
Frank Warren, who is the fortunate promoter of both Daniel Dubois and Tyson Fury, was also present in the arena alongside the Gypsy King during the fight, allegedly contemplating on the next possible move for both his fighters, which many think will involve a battle between the two heavyweights in a unification bout earlier next year. Voicing this thought in an interview later, Frank stated that though he might not like the idea of his fighters going axant one another for a huge event like this, which will result in one of them losing everything, he will not hinder or reject this possibility because at the end of the day, it is the decision of the fighters, and the promoter's job is to fulfill it.
It's a fight, I'm going to tell you the truth, I feel uncomfortable in making it. Because of the two guys, I really would feel uncomfortable about that. But if some down the line, if they felt they wanted to go do that, that's their choice.
This being said, many prominent experts and fighters shared their views on the fight between AJ and Daniel, divulging in the influence that these shocking results might have on the future prospects of both figures. Lennox Lewis, who always has been somewhat of an AJ critic due to the tremulous history they share, thinks that from the very get-go of the fight, Anthony was in trouble as he seemed to lack proper defense, and to make matters worse, he kept his chin tilted back throughout the fight that allowed Daniel to get an opening for his relentless right hook attack, which disoriented Anthony in the earlier rounds.
There's a lot we can see about the fight that happened. AJ did come out even with his chin up a little bit, and I was like, oh, I need to put that chin down, because against a right-handed boxer where he's been throwing right hands, knocking out people all the time, that's just you're opening the door for him by keeping your chin up. So I know Daniel Dubois was looking at him and saying, okay, there's that chin for me.
That'll do.
Let me throw that right hand.
Giving Daniel the credit that he deserves, Lennox weighed in on how before the fight, the majority of the boxing community chalked Daniel off as just another fighter with impossible dreams, but by being resilient and having sheer confidence in himself, Daniel proved to everyone that he is not an underdog who can be overlooked, as he is not only a world champion, but he also dropped down his world-class opponent countless times throughout the fight.
Listen, he's satisfied, he's happy. He's been dreaming about this moment for a long time. He said he dreamt about being world champion. Well, you dreamt it into reality. Yeah. You did the work, and now you are world champion. Now, before when they gave you the belt, people were saying, they shouldn't give him the belt. Now he earned that belt. He's heavyweight champion of the world.
Lennox added on how the next move for Daniel now after such an illustrious fight would be to face another world champion in the division, notably the winner of Tyson vs Usyk, in hopes of attaining all the belts and becoming the next undisputed champion of the world. Lennox also stated how though AJ might have lost in quite a humbling manner to a fighter who is less experienced, he might not retire, as that would be a disheartening end to his legacy, as no one really wants to leave with a knockout loss of this level.
I think it's the end. He can still, nobody really wants to retire on a loss, so he may come back.
Last one, Lennox, I know you want to go. How does he fare with the winner of Fury Usyk, Dubois?
I think he fares well. I mean, he's pretty positive right now, and next goal he wants to be is undisputed champ.
Teddy Atlas, who is renowned for his expert analysis of fighters, weighed in on the potential reasons that led to this loss for Joshua, with the most prominent one being him getting overconfident in the middle of the bout, expecting that he would be able to counter any attacks from Daniel, but this ended up backfiring on him, as Daniel did not allow him any chance to do so by making sure that he keeps on landing precise and ferocious jabs.
Back, forced him into a bad habit of standing erect, pulling back, and he went with him and caught him. And he kept catching him. And then at the end, give Joshua credit, he came back in that last round. But the funny thing was, he got overconfident. He started landing a little bit. He knew he had to come from behind. He started coming forward, feeling good, and he came forward, he got a little reckless. He went again to the floor.
Calling it the battle of will and skill, Teddy stated that even though the skills of a fighter are one of the most important aspects in their victory, if they lack the required will and passion, no matter how many fights they have taken part in, or the list of extraordinary attributes they possess, they will lose. And in this case, that's exactly what happened to Joshua, because even though everyone knows he is an immaculate fighter with an unprecedented skill set, Daniel was going to win this because he had a fire under him which was ignited way before the fight even took place.
I really truly believed that it was his destiny to win. And when you have that going for somebody, they're gonna walk through fire. And then it also came down to chins. If I'm gonna put a physical, simple thing on it, whose chin was better? Dubois, when he got hit with the right hand, he got hit some, he took it. When Joshua got hit with the right hand, he got hurt. He got that. I mean, again, you want to make it all physical, you say chins. You want to make it the will, say yeah, the chin, but the will is what constitutes a chin.
Alexander Usyk, who has faced both fighters in the past and has demolished them, looked shocked with the outcome, expressing that he did not expect AJ will perform in this manner against Dubois, considering how he has faced much bigger and ferocious figures before and knows well enough how to deal with them. According to Usyk, the major flaw that Anthony had throughout the fight was his substandard and amateurish footwork and defense strategy, which allowed Dubois to step in and wreck him this easily.
And then you have one problem, because this position is dangerous. If you wanna do step back like this, not like this, because this is dangerous.
Sharing the same views as Tyson, Usyk stated that in the sport of boxing, especially in the heavyweight division, the fight can go either way, but the main deciding factor is the power and jab, which ultimately chooses the winner, and in this case, it was Daniel's night as he was the superior fighter.
I'm not shocked because it's boxing, but Daniel Dubois today will be better.
However, not everyone shares such mild and optimistic remarks about this fight, including the vexed young fighter Ryan Garcia, who pointed out that this fight has once again proven that Joshua is done as a fighter and no redemption will ever be successful in regaining his former glory, so the best step for him will be to retire before he faces any further embarrassment. Ryan tweeted, "Joshua had a great career, but retirement is the best move. You were a great warrior and you did a lot and made a lot of money, cheers." Just like everyone in the industry, Ryan also applauded the young fighter Daniel for his remarkable performance inside the ring on such an important night, which can be considered as an official declaration about him being one of the best current fighters in the heavyweight division, who is not far from his dream of becoming the undisputed champion of the world. Ryan wrote, "Can't forget to give Daniel his flowers. Great upset and a great performance. Great job." Despite the crushing setback, Joshua remains determined to fight on. His trainer Ben Davison admitted that the performance was reckless, but believes a rematch could be within reach with some key adjustments. Davison noted, "We have that fight to look at. I know some adjustments that could be made. Of course, we'll be straight at it and looking at that and looking at what we can do better." Davison hints at specific adjustments that could be made to enhance Joshua's performance in a potential rematch. These adjustments might involve changes in strategy, training regimen, or mental preparation. He further added, "He got off to a shocking start, not nearly won the fight, but still in the fight after such a bad start. I'm very proud of what he showed there. Against such a strong fighter, a terrible situation, a lot of fighters wouldn't keep trying how AJ did." Meanwhile, Anthony Joshua has firmly rejected any speculation about retiring from boxing following a devastating knockout defeat at the hands of Daniel Dubois. You're probably asking if I still want to consider fighting? Of course I want to continue fighting. We took a shot at success and we came up short. What does that mean now? That we're gonna run away? We're gonna live to fight another day. And that's what I am. I'm a warrior. With his head held high, Joshua recounted the significance of his 13 world title fights, acknowledging that while not all had resulted in success, each one had been both enjoyable and entertaining. Joshua said, "Always walk with your head high. We rolled the dice. For the third time, 13 world title fights. Not everyone has been successful, but they've all been fun and entertaining." Addressing the burning question on everyone's mind, Joshua emphatically declared his continued desire to fight. He explained that although he and his team had taken a shot at success and come up short, they were far from defeated. Rather, they embraced the warrior spirit that defined Joshua's character and vowed to live to fight another day. Joshua acknowledged the presence of mistakes in the fight, emphasizing that such fine margins could prove costly at the highest level. However, he remained composed and analytical, recognizing that learning from these errors was crucial for growth and improvement. He added, "There were a few mistakes in there, but that's the name of the game. Fine margins will cost you at the top level." Joshua graciously extended credit to his opponent, Daniel. He acknowledged that while he maintained a professional distance from his opponents during the build-up to a fight, he held immense respect for Daniel's performance. Joshua emphasized, "Also, before I finish, we have to give credit to our opponent, Daniel. When I sign up to fight opponents, I don't really like them in my head anymore. But now that it's done, I take my hat off to him and say, well done." Eddie Hearn has surprisingly left the door open to the fight. Given Joshua still has a fight remaining on a contract with Riyadh Season, it now appears Joshua faces a tough decision over the roadmap for his future, with a rematch clause against Dubois a key option. But it is likely to be an uphill battle if there is to be a second fight given the brutal nature of the defeat. Although with a number of options on the table, Joshua insists he could take another risk again next and is not keen on hanging up his gloves. Hearn said, "As pissed off as I am, it is what it is. I had a sharp, fast opponent and there were a lot of mistakes from me. Credit to my opponent and his team. We rolled the dice and came up short. You know I'm pissed, but I'm going to keep cool and give respect to my opponent." So in the end, what do you guys think about this fight? Do you think that AJ's career is over and his potential fight with Tyson Fury is nothing but ashes and it is Daniel who will get the winner of rematch on December 21st? Or do you believe that the lucrative nature of the deal due to his excellency's involvement might compel both the fighters to give it a shot? Make sure to tell us about your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe to our channel.